Hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the Rivalry of the Week pregame report. I'm Amanda Kuhl. Lacrosse is often called the fastest game on 2 feet. Now it's statistically the fastest growing game on 2 feet as well. At the high school level, lacrosse continues to be the fastest growing sport in the nation. And it's high school boys lacrosse that's what's on tap today as North Pocono heads to Mountaintop to take on Crestwood. Last season, the Comets became the first team other than Delaware Valley to win the District 2 championship. And they return a good nucleus from that team, and they've brought in a number of talented athletes from other sports. North Pocono is only in its 4th season as a varsity sport, and they only won 1 game last season, but they're looking to best that under first-year head coach Robert DeReamer. Bob and Bob are at Crestwood High School for this evening's game.
North Pocono is starting to look like a program that will be able to contend in the tough Wyoming Valley Conference.
The record has not given them a lot of help in the past couple of years, so this year they're trying to give everything they can. I'm trying to give everything they can to try and change the record around and show that hard work does have a good outcome.
Crestwood has seen the promised land. The Comets now want to build on that for the future.
Our learning curve is pretty steep right now with a lot of new players, but they've put the work in on the off practice time, and little by little during practices and into the games, we're starting to see a little bit of that development start to show through.
It's the fastest sport on turf. North Pocono and Crestwood next.
1-0. Baraka gets in, doesn't get in the green. First game jitters pretty quick. There was a nice shot there. Another shot by Lewisburg. Rebound in, another goal. Spins it in.
Fox 56 Sports presents the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
Makes that first save. It's for a goalie to have
Shot,
to take a shot.
goal.
You see the first pass.
Welcome to Crestwood High School in Mountaintop, where tonight it's Wyoming Valley Conference Boys Lacrosse as North Pocono battles Crestwood. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob I, joined topside tonight by my partner from the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association and one-time University of Scranton assistant coach, Bob Vanderhayden. And Coach Van, let's talk about the Trojans first. They return a lot of varsity players. They're going to need a big night tonight from Matt Kelly.
Yeah, Matt Kelly has got 21 points on the season already. Very athletic player. His team is going to be relying on his athleticism out in this night's game.
He's a football player, too. Let's talk about Crestwood. They come in as the district champs. They want to return to that. They need a big night tonight from Ryan Magan.
Ryan Magan, I had a chance to see him a couple of weeks ago. Right out of the gate, the kid scored. So another leading athletic player. He's going to be pushing his team tonight.
You had a chance to talk to both coaches. Let's get some keys to the game. First up, the Trojans from North Pocono.
North Pocono, the coach is returning after a couple of years. He's got some seniors, so it's kind of a homecoming for them. Hopefully they're going to be able to capitalize on some of their scoring opportunities. These have been increasing over the past couple of games, so coach is looking positively there. The defense lacking a little bit in experience, but hopefully tonight they can pull it together. On to Crestwood. I had a chance to see them a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking with the coaches. They don't have one specific format that they follow. They basically get out on the field, create some opportunities, and take advantage of those opportunities. Their defense is going to have to work together with their goalie to really stop the ball from going in the back of the net.
When we come back, it's the face-off, and we'll have tonight's starting lineups. It's Boys Lacrosse on MyTV as North Pocono challenges Crestwood.
Fox 56 Sports presents the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Crestwood High School in Mountaintop, getting set for tonight's Wyoming Valley Conference Boys Lacrosse game between North Pocono and Crestwood. Time now to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for the North Pocono Trojans, who come in 1-7 overall. The defense looks like this. Safino, Carroll, and Smith, some senior-dominated defense. They'll need that tonight. Midfield, Gahan, Kelly, Luigi. And then your attack will be Zero, Uder, and Rinaldi. For the Crestwood Comets, 5-3 coming in, 2-1 in the Wyoming Valley Conference. The defense will start out with Macri, Keenan, and Whetstone on the defense. The midfields, there's Megan, Anderson, and Magic on the attack. The midfielders, Kayu, Liziak, and Turpat. So we are getting set. Both teams are ready to go. Coach Van, both teams have been inconsistent this season, so really talking to both coaches is which team's going to show up and who's going to play better in the beginning.
Well, lacrosse is that kind of a game where you bring your game and you're successful, and that's gonna play out here this evening. We've got a lot of returning seniors on the North Pocono team, as you mentioned, so hopefully they can put it together for their team. And we've got some action out on the field, so let's see what they can do.
So the face-off won by the team in white. That is the Crestwood Comets. And it will roll out of bounds and go over to the Trojans of North Pocono. So Crestwood will go into their ride. North Pocono looks to clear. Ball back in.
They came up with that face-off right off the gun. Looked like they tried to push it a little bit. Had a little errant pass that went out, but fortune turns back their way, and Crestwood has the ball back again.
Referees Lance Anderson, Tom Chibago, and Steve Koch. So Majin has it. He goes over back to the X.
Looks like Crestwood is just getting up in a simple format here, trying to draw out North Pocono defense, get something happen kind of early. Little double team there.
Luigi loses it for North Pocono. It goes right into the hands of Turpak. He's taken down hard. No foul. And here come the Trojans back the other way. Another 2-on-1 and another turnover.
It's looking like we're going to have a pretty physical game here this evening. There was a shot from number 4, Ryan Mangan. Again, he was the one I was talking about earlier. Started the game off with a winning goal a couple of weeks ago. He tried to repeat that right here. North Pocono again making an attempt to clear, this time a little bit more controlled. Hopefully they can use all of their players, get the ball up the field, and make something happen on offense. So let's see what their seniors can do.
So North Pocono comes in averaging 7.37 goals per game. They give up about 12 goals per game. So they want to play this one straight up, keep this game close, try to use their senior experience, do the Trojans, against Crestwood. For Crestwood, a lot of newcomers this year, especially from the football team. Guys have just picked up the stick.
Well, I'll tell you, as long as you're athletic, you can be effective at this game. But those that are really effective are those that have the good stick skills. So coming from another sport, there's definitely an advantage to that. It's a great thing, but you really need the stick skills in order to be effective out on the field.
Dom Rinaldi with a shot. Running forward is Chris Zero, and goes out of bounds, and it will go over to the Comets. So right time now for North Pocono. Let's see if they can get this ball back.
And Crestwood bringing it up the field. Again, we're using controlled clears here. This is good. The game started off a little rough. Now it looks like each team is trying to work together. Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork.
Owen Griggs, the sophomore, had the shot for Crestwood. 2 goals on the year, so it goes back to X. And it was magic, and he'll get it over to number 21, Zach Anderson, who will go back out top.
We had mentioned earlier at the beginning of the broadcast that Coach Zabrowski doesn't really have a set format that he uses, or an offensive formation. Right here, he's got the guys mostly in a circle type formation, a 6-0 formation, looking to move the ball around, looking for a weak spot on the defense, and then they attack and they press right there.
Saw a nice save from Danny Wetland, for North Pocono. 32 saves on this season. So we're still scoreless here in the first quarter. We'll play 4 12-minute quarters in boys lacrosse. And North Pocono gets it over nicely. That is J.C. Gahan, the sophomore, who controls it, and they'll bring it back out. So
Looks
we'll
like
get some offensive people back in the game.
Yeah, they're making some substitutions there. The offense is starting to work together there. This is going to be a good showing this evening. When the team is working together as a team, all is one. They share the weight amongst themselves, able to work together in small 2-game, 1- and 2-man play, or using all 6 men on the offense. That's when you really start seeing some productive scoring.
Luigi's shot is low, saved by Owen Roberts, and get it back over. Matt Kelly with the check. He has the ball on the ground. How important are ground balls in lacrosse, Bob?
I was saying it to the little kids we were talking about earlier before this game. Ground balls wins games. Inevitably, the ball is going to end up on the ground, and whoever can pick it up and make something happen, those are the ones that wind up winning the game.
Liziak can't control it on the sideline. It goes right back to Luigi, and they'll have to wait for the referee. Scoreless here in the first quarter. Wyoming Valley Conference lacrosse. Luigi, the 5'11 senior headed to East Stroudsburg University, plays goalie on the soccer team. So a lot of cross-sport players here on lacrosse.
Usually you find goalies that play goalie in one sport, play goalie in all the other sports.
So he's not.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that he's going towards the offense, although I can understand it as well. From a goalie's perspective, he knows what the shooters are looking to do, so now he's going to be a shooter and take advantage of the goalies.
On Crestwood's side, Lance Liziak, the senior, he's the goalie, an all-conference goalie for Crestwood on the soccer team, but he's a midfielder for the Commies. Here's Kelly. He likes to shoot from that side, and looks like his shot was blocked. It goes out of bounds. No signal yet on who will get the ball, but it looks like they're looking for a call.
Now, you're mentioning out of bounds, and if you look out on this field, there's a lot of lines out there. There's a black one, there's a blue one, there's a red one, there's yellow ones. These multi-sport fields are great. However, when you're a player playing on the field, they can get a little confusing. It looks to me that we are playing the blue lines this evening. The blue lines are the out of bounds?
We are.
Okay, all the boys lacrosse lines are the blue lines out on the field. And once again, another ground ball.
By number 7, Connor Keaton.
Nice defense by Connor Keaton. The long stick brings it up. He has some numbers if he wants to transition. He takes a shot. Whitland had a stick on it, and it goes back out. It will remain Comet's ball.
That's always a nerve-wracking sight as a goalie to see a long stick midfielder coming running up the field to take a shot, because the amount of speed that they can get with that long stick, if that player can take advantage of that extra distance on his stick and really put that into the power of his shot, that can be kind of nerve-wracking. And there's a goal right there.
Shot and goal, Kyle Richards. The 6'4 junior gets his 4th goal of the year. The Comets are on the board.
12, Kyle Richards.
So nice shot by Richards. 6'4", 195. He gets them on the board.
All right, and here's a shot. Make a nice, a simple move right around, and then just line it up. A nice, clean overhand shot. He had both of his arms up and away from his body all the way through that movement. That's a great base of a shooting format there. It's always great to start off with that. And it's fitting that that's our first goal of the game.
So Crestwood takes the early lead, but this ground ball controlled by North Pocono.
I mentioned it before about Crestwood. I saw them a couple of weeks ago, and their defense plays very far outside. I'm seeing that again this evening, and I actually got a flag on the play there.
Rinaldi's shot is low, but as Bob mentioned, we have 2 flags down, so our first penalty of the game will be an opportunity we'll have to see probably for North Pocono with a man up.
I think you mentioned the Crestwood is kind of a new team. You'll find new players, hearts beating a little bit faster. They want to get in on the action, so the defenders will tend to play out further from the crease. If you've got a very athletic defense and they can get back and recover, that's not as bad of a thing. But when your defense gets pulled out of the crease area, it increases the opportunity for the other team to score. So it's really important that a defensive squad works together as a unit, and they're maintaining coverage in that crease area right in front of the goal, so they can help the goalie keep the ball out of the net. If the Crestwood defense keeps getting pulled out further, North Pocono is probably going to recognize that and then start adjusting their offense to take advantage of that open space inside closer to the crease.
Both for number 25, 25 red, 25 white. Unnecessary roughness.
So unnecessary roughness called on both sides. Both number 25, J.C. Gahan for North Pocono, and number 25 for Crestwood, Seamus Rother, will both sit this one out. So it's 5-on-5 Lacrosse. North Pocono has the ball, looking to get back in this one. They're down 1-0. Thank you to the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association for sponsoring tonight's game. You see their logo on the screen here. Matt Kelly has space. Kelly's shot off the head of the goalkeeper, Roberts. Nice save.
Quinn Roberts. Pass to the outside to number 16, Lance Blast.
That was a very good save, and you probably expected me to say this, but that was using your head.
He's a comedian. Lance Blast brings it down and back over to Megan. Megan will take it around to the X, and instead he'll bring it back out. So both penalties have been served, and both players are back in. Now we have another flag down, our second of the afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like that shot actually came right off of his shoulder, somewhere right in there with his hand, his shoulder, and his head. When we're coaching goalies, we tell them to get as much of your goalie in front of that shot as possible to stop that ball from going in the goal. So they can use the stick, their hands, their head, knees, whatever they need to stop that ball from going inside the goal.
So we have our first man up opportunity. That means North Pocono is down one player. So 6-on-5 Lacrosse.
The man up, man down part of the game of lacrosse is crucial. It's very similar to hockey when a player has to go into the penalty box and then that team is down by one. It really creates an opportunity for you to get your best offensive players and your best shooters out on the field. And to take
Megan right on the crease, took a shot. He's saying somebody was in the crease with the offense.
Pushing the crease, Crestwood ball.
Yeah, let's see. He gets really close here. As an offensive player, you're not allowed to go in the other team's crease. That's kind of obvious, but
yeah, Whitland had the ball. Majan almost goalie interference. Took it back and had a shot. Now it's another shot.
You can't get the ball in the back of the goal without shooting. So the more shooting that they do,
Number 2,
that's a great
Here's
thing
the
for
last shot on goal, Bob.
Okay.
This is Megan.
He blocked down that one little pass, and he almost got it in there. Almost looked like he was pushed into the crease there, but I'll let the referees make the calls.
We had another shot on goal, point-blank range. Jacob Mazer went off. Another shot bounced just over the head of the goalkeeper. So Crestwood now getting opportunities at point-blank range.
And they need to keep pushing. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Take advantage of those opportunities. Get as many shots as he possibly can. Get the ball in there.
So Majan will get a screen. Shoots left-handed. Blocked away. And another flag down.
Yeah, Crestwood is looking to just attack.
A check to the head.
They're looking to attack.
30-second serve.
So now we're going to go back to a man down, man up situation here.
So Crestwood remains now man up. Get a number on that, but look, Crestwood another opportunity to extend their lead.
Number 26, red, cross check to the head.
So this is Justin Safino, the senior, who will serve the 30-second penalty. Crestwood now will work it around.
Looks like they're set up in a 2-3-1 type of a formation.
Shot, score, Crestwood. That's big number 1-5, Lance Liziak, his 7th goal of the year.
Oh, number 15.
And it looked like Lance took advantage of a screen from the defensive players, was able to slip that one right by the goalie. It's a smart player there to take advantage of that. Here it comes. That was all-out athleticism right there. He got that stick just up and open to the side, and he saw the triangles, and he just put it right in. That ball was moving. When I'm coaching some of the younger kids, I tell them to shoot at the triangles. A lot of times the younger kids will look at the goalies, and they'll throw the ball right at the goalie, and then the goalie has an easy save. But if you look at a lacrosse net, you can actually see there's 3 triangles there. If we tell them to shoot at the triangles, then they're looking past the goalie, and it helps their scoring percentage increase.
So this face-off one picked up by Liziak, and Crestwood now will go on 6-on-6. Shot bounced, no good. Goes back to the Comets.
You notice a lot of these shots are bounce shots. Bounce shots are very difficult for the goalie because you never know how that ball is going to come up. Is it going to come up high? Is it going to come up low? Is it going to take a crazy Bounce off
Like
to the
that.
side. Like that.
Like
Just,
that.
just like that.
Zach Anderson. How about him? 22nd goal on the year. First of the night. 3-0 Comets.
It looks like Crestwood has found the North Pocono weak spot. They're shooting right here from our vantage point. So as number 21 comes around, he actually is lulling the defense into a little false sense of security that he wasn't going to shoot, and then immediately changes his hands and gets ready and puts the ball in the net.
Can the goalie do anything different?
With the bounce shots, whenever I'm coaching a goalie, I tell them to go to where the ball is about to bounce. Where the ball hits the ground is where they should go to. It will improve their chances. They'll have the best opportunity to get there at that point when the ball hits the ground. And then regardless of which way the ball comes off the ground, hopefully they can be in an ideal situation. But it's a difficult shot. It's a difficult shot to save.
So this one won by Liziak again. Opportunity for Comets. Little transition. Back out. Shot. Goal.
And that one was all about the passing.
Goal by number 22, Matthew Churpak.
That right there was successful because the team worked together. They worked together. One player throws to another player, moves the ball around the field, goes right in.
This is not what North Pocono wanted to see. They lose the faceoff, and then they end up losing the goal.
And there you go. Number 4 threw it. The player was wide open. That movement of the ball on the field is another thing that's difficult for goalies because they've got to track the ball from one area to the field to another area of the field. Then they got to get ready to make the save. So as offense, if you can move the ball around in front of the goalie, you're going to increase your opportunities for scoring.
Well, time of possession early on definitely being dominated by Crestwood. They've won the last couple of faceoffs, and that is why it's 4-0. North Pocono now has to get something off the faceoff and get a good look at the goal. They haven't been able to do that.
Well, unfortunately, on this faceoff, there's still a man down. So in a man down faceoff, what happens is you're missing a midfielder. And because of that, they've only got 2 guys out in the middle of the field to fight for the ball, while Crestwood has 3. So it's very difficult to win a faceoff when you're man down.
So they're going to try to waste time. I don't know how long the penalty was for. It seems like it's forever, but there's been a couple of shots for Crestwood in there. Might have been a minute or 2 minute. There's a flag down from the outside, so this will stop. Let's see what this call is.
It looked like the referee signaled in and out, but we're going to wait for the confirmation there.
It's going to go against Crestwood.
Well, that'll help North Pocono, at least for a minute or two.
Penalty number 10/1 minute.
So a 1 minute slash. This served by number 10 for Crestwood. That is Johnny Macri. Here it is.
Yeah, on this penalty, he came right down, right across his head and his shoulder there. You were allowed to hit the other players. But
bounces in. Sorry, Bob.
Goal, North Pocono.
Bob's trying to explain, and
Goal
bouncing the ball
3,
is Dom
Dom
Rinaldi. North Pocono's on the board.
That's okay. That's much more important. Let's take a look at that shot again. It's always great when you can score when you're a man down because you've got the cards stacked against you, yet you still come out scoring. So let's take a look at this. Number 3 took the bounce, and again, a bounce shot.
I think he was trying to pass it.
It almost looked like that.
Yeah, I think it's a pass.
It's not even a full, yeah. Yes, that was looking to be a pass. Unfortunately, the pass was a bad pass, which turned into a great goal. So good thing for North Pocono. They're on the board.
So these are non-releasable penalties.
What that means is that they need to serve the penalty even when there's a face-off or a goal.
Both teams will be even soon. North Pocono's man up for about, I'd say, 10 seconds. Crestwood player about to come back in and will be at even strength. 90 seconds left here. The very entertaining first quarter of boys lacrosse here on MyTV. Bob Ide and Coach Van with you. We are topside here at beautiful Crestwood Comet Stadium.
Even though the score shows Crestwood 4, North Pocono 1, I think both of the teams are working hard this first quarter here. They're starting to get into a rhythm.
Agent from the X comes back around. Zach Anderson being checked at top. Great defense by number 21, Luigi, and the shot you heard off the goal comes back all the way out to midfield, and they're going to say Offsides.
Who's pushed red, white ball.
Or
I think he called a push on North Pocono.
Yep.
So the ball goes back to Crestwood. Crestwood maintains possession there. On that last play, I think it was number 21 for Crestwood, was able to get around his man up top, ran right in on the crease, and luckily for North Pocono, he was unable to score. North Pocono needs to get that slide in there to pick up that man as he breaks into the crease area.
Go back over to Crestwood as the action is starting to pick up on the field. This is Lance Blast, the All-State football quarterback, number 16, who had the ball. He's playing lacrosse for the first year, just a junior. Shot by Megan from the outside, way off the mark.
13 seconds left.
Now Megan is a shooter, so the defender playing against him, as soon as that guy catches the ball, the defender needs to go out and give some kind of a stick check. He can't make it easy for him. He's got to go out and play hard.
So that will do it. And the first quarter is in the book for Wyoming Valley Conference Lacrosse here on MyTV. Very entertaining first quarter. It's the Comets 4, the Trojans 1.
Once again, special thank you to our friends.
First quarter is in the book here. Crestwood, the Comets lead North Pocono 4-1. Let's take a look at the conference standings in Division 1. Dallas and Delaware Valley, both 3-0. They'll be meeting soon. Crestwood right behind them at 2-1. North Pocono 0-3, looking for the upset tonight. Two divisions in the Wyoming Valley Conference. The other division, Wyoming area and Scranton Prep, both at the top. Lake Lehman 0-2, Tunkhannock 0-3, but Tunkhannock played Crestwood very tough this week. They lost in overtime. So very good lacrosse being played. Add Coughlin into the mix in the next couple of years, and lacrosse is definitely on its way up here in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. So we have Coach Van. So Coach Van, give us a little lesson, lacrosse 101. First, how about the areas of the field?
Sure thing. I love helping people get a little more knowledgeable about this sport. And let's start off with the basics. We've got the areas of the field here. I mentioned before all the lines that are on the field, so we got rid of a bunch of those. You can see these white lines. At one end of the field, you're going to have your attack area. And at the opposite end of the field, you'll have your own defensive area. And then in the middle of the field, you've got your midfield line. We've got a couple of circles. Those represent our crease. And our triangles in there are the goals. The boxes around there, those lines that are between, they're about 20 yards off of the midfield line. Those are the restraining lines. And if you see in a face-off, the defense and the attack have to stay behind those lines, hence the restraining lines. Once a team gains possession, then the defenders and the attack are allowed to come out of their field. And now here's two full teams on the field. If we were to take just the red team, and you can see the goalie and then the three defenders are inside their restraining box. Once a team gains possession on a face-off, those defenders are then allowed to come out and be part of the game. Now, in these areas on the field, you always need to have 4 of your players in your defensive half of the field. Typically, that's your goalie and your 3 defensive. On the offensive end of the field, you need to have your 3 players. So you've got your 3 attack players up there. And as we saw in the last quarter, when there's a penalty, normally one of your midfielders is serving the penalty, so you can maintain that onside, offsides situation there. Makes those man-down face-offs relatively difficult.
Let's give it up for Caitlin Whetstone.
So we have 5 goals scored. First 4 were by Crestwood. Bunch of different players. Turpak, Lindziak, Anderson get 3 of the goals. Rinaldi scored for North Pocono. That's where we stand right now, headed into the second quarter. So far, the action's been up and down. Really nothing to complain about. Good action.
Nothing to complain about. It started off very rough at the very beginning there, but then each team was able to kind of reel themselves in and play a little more controlled defense, or controlled lacrosse. So that was a good thing. It's much better to see that kind of a competition than just a beat the other guy down kind of competition.
So we had a penalty, I think, right before that. We have a man-up opportunity again for Crestwood. 3rd or 4th of the night. Let you know who's in the box for North Pocono, but here another opportunity for the Comets to take advantage of.
And it looks like North Pocono is playing a good man-down defense. They're protecting that area in front of the goal.
J.C. Gahan serving the penalty for North Pocono, you were saying?
Okay. You got to make sure that that area is protected. You got to work with your goalie. Got to work with your goalie to protect that. But when a guy has the ball and he's coming at the goal, you got to go out and play him. That's the time to go out there and to play him.
That's Lacrosse 101, and second goal of the night for number 12, Richards. He started the game with a goal, and now he's got his second one. 5-1 Comets.
Right here, this defensive player should have come out. He's just standing still. He should get out there and take that shot away before that offensive player, number 12, had a chance to even take that shot. You can't just let somebody walk in and take a shot on your goalie like that. You got to work together as a team.
And Bob, one of the keys to the game, of course, was play solid defense for North Pocono. That has been an Achilles heel for them this year.
Yes, Coach DeReamer had mentioned that to me when we talked, that his defense is working on it. They're working to get better, but as we saw in that last goal right there, they need to step it up. Step it up a notch.
Communication is vital on defense.
Vital. If I was the goalie and I was coaching this goalie, I would be telling, having the goalie give direction to the defense to go out and play that guy. Go pick him up. Go play the ball. The goalie is the person that's kind of sitting behind the defense, so they should be able to see everything that's happening out on the field. Really should be kind of the leader of the defense on the field, if you can understand my.
Really, the quarterback.
There you are. Yes.
Well, man up still for Crestwood, non-releasable penalty. J.C. Gaughan's in there for that, so another opportunity for Comets. 6 on the field, shot on goal. Easily controlled. Anderson back. Wrong number 21. Anderson back, shot. Taken out the outside for Crestwood Turpak. And again, Comets get the ball.
Now you notice this Crestwood team is taking shots from all over the field. They don't have to get in really close on the goal. They're fine with taking some long time and room shots. There's another one right there. So it's not like they've got to get in and break through that defense. They're comfortable with taking these long shots, which is good for them. Not so good for North Pocono. North Pocono has to go out and play those offensive players harder. Like right here, he's got to go out and play, and then when that offensive player releases the ball, you recover and form together as a unit.
Must be a 2-minute penalty. Shot on goal. Again, scored. This is number 22, Turpak. His second of the game. 6-1 now, Crestwood. All penalties also hurting North Pocono tonight.
Yeah, you can see the offensive player is using the defensive players to get into a better angle for taking his shot. That was a perfect pick there. Move the defensive player right into that pick. You get them out of position, then they can't help their goalie. Crestwood is really kind of playing textbook offensive lacrosse out here.
Now it becomes a mental game for North Pocono. You're down again in a game 6-1. It's all mental. You really have to stay focused. You're only in the second quarter. Plenty of time left.
Yes, there's a lot of time to come back, which is on the shoulders of the captains here. They got to make sure that their team still stays together and works hard. They don't commit any unnecessary penalties. They've had a number of penalties. They're still living with a man-down situation right now. So North Pocono's got to play smart. And they can do it. I mean, a 5-point difference in a lacrosse game can...
Nothing.
It's not like they're thrown in the towel yet. Nowhere near it. They can come back from this. They just need to work together as a team to come back from this.
Still man up.
Now, number 15 out there. Yeah, he's shooting from wherever he wants to shoot from. He's got some power.
Richards had another shot on goal. He already has 2 goals tonight. 5 on the season. Number
Bob,
12.
You'll notice that after they take a shot, one of their own teammates runs towards the end line. The reason they do that is in lacrosse, the team who has a player closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds maintains a possession after a shot. So in this case, as soon as they take a shot, one of the Crestwood players is going to be sprinting to the end line where the ball went out so that they can maintain possession and then take another shot and take another shot. If it was a pass and it goes out, then you have a change of possession.
Here comes, so it's even right now. The North Pocono short stick is coming back on the field. Crestwood still has the ball. That's number 25. You talk about Gaughan with a long 4-minute penalty, which Crestwood has taken advantage of with multiple goals.
Yes, they did. Now the North Pocono defense has got to pay attention to the ball, pay attention to where they are, work together as a team, and make something happen for their team here.
And there's an opportunity right here. There was a pass. Crestwood missed the pass, so the ball goes out of bounds. The ball will now go to North Pocono. North Pocono needs to capitalize on this, get the ball up to their offensive end of the field, and make something happen.
So their offensive minis come out. Some of the long six go off. North Pocono now will attempt to clear it. Crestwood try to get the ball back. Looks like they're in a 3-3. There's Robert DeReamer. Back at North Pocono, his first season back. He started with the program when they started varsity lacrosse 4 years ago. He's returned. He's business teacher at North Pocono. And they turn it right back over. Good defense. Good check on the outside by Uter.
But North Pocono stayed with it, and they came up with the ball. They've got to pick their moments of when they're going to attack on this defense, because like I mentioned before, Crestwood defense gets pulled way outside. They're playing very far away from the crease. If North Pocono can recognize that and take advantage of some of that open real estate inside of the defense, then North Pocono could turn the tables here and be right back into this game. So let's see if they recognize that. Let's see if Coach makes any adjustments to their offense.
Work it back around and up to the top with the short stick. This is Kelly. He can bob and weave in there. He shoots off the goalpost. Comes back out, and trying to save it is Uter, and he does.
And as you saw, it was a shot.
Excuse me, that's Rinaldi, number 3, Bob. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
That's okay, but on a shot like that, even though it hit the post and was rolling out, you know, the North Pocono team was sprinting after the ball so that they can maintain possession.
Flag down.
Crestwood penalty number 10.
It's going to go against Crestwood, and it's going to go for a 1-minute penalty to number 10 for Crestwood, and I believe that is Johnny Macri, a 5'11 senior football player. He had it to King's College. He'll serve this up. So man-up opportunity now for North Pocono.
North Pocono's got to capitalize on this. If the Crestwood defense gets pulled out and plays the way they, here's the penalty right here. As the ball comes up, I didn't see exactly what he called, but I leave it up to the refs. The refs are closer to the action. They can make the calls out on the field. But back to North Pocono, they've got an opportunity here. If they can keep the Crestwood defense spread out wide and utilize that open real estate in front of the crease, they've got a man-up situation. They've got to take advantage of it.
They can hold on to the ball, too, Bob. Connor Keenan with the turnover. Here comes Crestwood back the other way.
Yes.
You have to hold on to the ball with a man-up opportunity, and North Pocono does not, but...
And they're still contesting this ground ball. So like I had mentioned before, ground balls wins games. Let's see if they can... They've got to come up with ground ball.
I think we're going to have a push against Crestwood. Lucky there for North Pocono. Not good technique on that ground ball.
No, you got to get your backhand down. What I mean by that is the hand that's on the stick that's closer to the butt end. Oh, there it is. They were able to capitalize.
Shot goal number 21, Luigi. Makes it 6-2. We'll take a quick timeout here on my TV. Just under 6:30 to play here, second quarter. North Pocono off the Luigi goal. Won the face-off. They have an opportunity now. Actually, it's going to go over to Crestwood. So Crestwood's up 6-2. 6:04 remaining here in the first half. Bob-eyed Coach Van with you here on my TV. Well, Pocono's not out of this one yet, but Crestwood has really taking control and taking a lot of momentum in this game away as Liziak brings it across midfield.
Crestwood is playing smart offense. They're able to put things together. Like I mentioned before, I saw them a couple of weeks ago, and they were working together. Now they seem to have lines that are really, really working together. Their midfield line, their attack line are working together. Just like that. That right there was set up as a small two-man game. They created the opportunity for themselves. It was not a selfish play at all. And once again, another shot goes in the goal.
Matt Turpak, third of the night, 12th on the season. Let's take a look at it again.
And right here, gets those arms up and away from his body, uses the rotation of his body, gets that behind of his shot. And as you can see, he put everything into it. That defenseman there is right in the line of fire. He needs to work with his goalie.
Justin Safino trying to get out of the way of that with the long stick. So another face-off. Rolls back out. And it's picked up quickly by the long stick. On the doorstop. Shot by Richards, no good. Back to the Comets it goes. Pocono's going to rely a lot on that senior experience now. 4 years of varsity play for some of these kids for the rest of the season. Down 5 in this game.
They've got to come together. Looks like they're playing a little more man-to-man. They're definitely playing a little tighter. Crestwood is probably going to adjust and try to take advantage of that.
Save in there by Wentland. And we're going to have a push on the outside by North Pocono. We'll go over to Crestwood. There's Safino who had the push. They have to give them about 5 yards, and Safino will give them more than that. And Crestwood will set up their offense. Good cut inside, Megan. Right on the goalie, who makes a save.
Very nice save on that one. Very good save. On that ground ball, Crestwood, one of the Crestwood players, just knocked the ball out to his other. That's the way to do it. You work together as a team.
Oh, Crestwood.
And Crestwood just like that. This one,
Number 5,
Owen
Rodriguez.
the sophomore, picks up his 3rd goal on the year, first of the night. Now it's 8-2, Crestwood.
It's looking like Crestwood is now trying to get inside on the crease area and take their shots from there, as opposed to taking the time and room from the outside. That's exactly what happened here. Making that move, coming inside, right in front of the goalie, so that they have the maximum exposure of the goal.
A little surprised North Pocono hasn't taken a timeout at all.
You know,
reset a little bit, or just kind of letting them play.
Yes, he is. There's only 4.5 minutes left in the first half. It might be a good idea to get your team together, maybe come up with 1 or 2 quick little plays to go out there and try to do something specific. But like I mentioned before, it's kind of a homecoming for this coach and his seniors. Yep. So maybe they had that meeting before the game, and he's confident in letting them play.
Flag down. We have a trip. Going to be on North Pocono. That's number 3, a minute trip. Dom Rinaldi will serve it. So man up opportunity now again, as Rinaldi looks a little shaken up. This is for the Comets.
I can definitely sense that Crestwood is confident. They're taking their time. They're moving the ball around. They're looking for those opportunities. They're not confident in a cocky way. They're confident in a, we're working together as a good team. Let's continue to do that. The North Pocono team defense, they're starting to pay attention to that ball a little bit more.
Well, Crestwood has a unforced error on there on the pass. Now they'll have a chance to do their 3-3 ride and see if they can get the ball back.
Yeah, Crestwood has been pressing a lot right in the middle of the field. So
there's a bad pass by North Pocono.
And it's those kind of errors that are going to hurt you.
There comes Megan. Back to the X he goes. They'll set up the offense. Still in the man-up opportunity for Crestwood.
The entire time that Mangan was making that move, the Ryan was bringing the ball in, the Crestwood offense was still getting ready. So he was tempting the defense to see if there was an opportunity. It shows a very smart player there. He's looking to see if there's an opportunity, but he's not going to force it.
Here comes Kelly. He's very athletic and shifty. Has room, takes a shot off the mark. And it's saved on the backside by Andrew Uter, the 5'8", 150 senior, number 5. They'll set it back up as we're even strength right now. Rinaldi back into the game with the ball. He shoots off the crease, and it goes back to Roberts for Crestwood.
Oh, Crestwood almost committed a foul on itself right there by throwing the ball back into the crease. So North Pocono pushing, and it came up with another ground ball.
There's Matt Kelly's hand, you see it.
Yep.
Got a nice ground ball. Oh, will stick to the head, not called. This one will be, looks like it will be saved. Well, break there for North Pocono. Just under 2:30 to play in the half. Nice pass inside. Shot off the mark on the backside. Another shot off the mark, and it will go over to North Pocono. So Trojans putting on a show out in front, trying to put the pressure on the goalie.
They're putting the pressure on the defense and on the goalie. I'm watching at number 23. He's getting some penetration into the defensive area. Unfortunately, he's getting a little bit past the goal before he's able to take that shot.
Oh, nice shot on the outside.
A very good shot on the outside.
I didn't catch a number. It looks like it was number 21, and that is Riley Luigi, who scores.
21, Riley Luigi.
He saw an opportunity from outside here and was able to take a nice time and room shot. Another nice little pick there. Even though Crestwood adjusted to that pick, North Pocono was still able to take advantage of that little bit of a separation.
Luigi's 17th goal on the year. He is headed to East Stroudsburg University.
Now, East Stroudsburg University does not have a varsity team, but they do have a club team.
I believe he's going to play soccer there.
Oh, okay.
So they have a very good soccer team.
They have a good soccer team? Okay, well, he'll be on the field there then. Okay. I was going to say, last year I volunteered some time coaching for the ESU men's club team, and a great bunch of guys. We had some fun. We won a couple of games. It's a club atmosphere, so it's not as formal, but still the game of lacrosse. And there was some good talent that came in. Their freshman team last year, which would be their sophomores this year, had some good players. So not sure if he's allowed to play a club sport while he's playing a varsity sport, but
if they need a player, they can find him.
Yeah, he's got some good skills.
So less than 90 seconds left here in the first half. North Pocono with an opportunity to cut into the Crestwood lead.
And again, Crestwood is playing defense very far outside of the crease, and that worked in their favor. What they did was they kept North Pocono outside of the restraining line. I was mentioning it before in the broadcast. When the team has the ball and they bring it down to their offensive end of the field, they have a certain amount of seconds to get the ball inside the restraining line. The amount of time is different depending upon the age group that you're playing. I believe that for high school, it's 10 seconds. They have 10 seconds once they cross the midfield line to get the ball into the restraining line. And on that one, Crestwood played defense, kept them outside the box. They lost, and North Pocono lost possession.
So last chance now looks like for the Comets. 45 to play. Megan, underneath shot. Wentland somehow got a leg on it, and here come the Trojans back. Nice check at the middle of the field, and it's picked up.
And North Pocono continues to bring it down the field. And there was a slide. That slide came a little bit hard. And the flag was thrown.
1 minute for a check. There you see, I believe it's on number 10 again.
Here it is. You'll see. You are allowed to hit in the game boys lacrosse, men's lacrosse. You can hit between the shoulders and the waist on the front and the sides. However, you can't hit a defenseless player, and in that instance, it looked like the North Pocono player was turning away, and that hit wound up being on the back, on the side. It's the ref's call on the field, but that may have been what the ref was calling there, was that it was a little bit too much on the back.
So 19 seconds left in the half. 19 seconds left in the half, and timeout on the field called by the Comets as Macri serves the penalty for Crestwood. It's a minute penalty. Well, before tonight's game, Coach Van had an opportunity to speak to the youth, the U9 and U11 players for the Mountaintop Area Youth Lacrosse League. And I know you went over some formations. What was the goal of the clinic, and what did you try to teach the youth?
I love helping people learn about lacrosse, whether I'm helping parents on the sidelines or players or coaches or whoever it is. In this instance, we had the Mille Lacs U9 and U11 teams out on the field, and we also had their coaches. So I was running them through some drills, just some various drills, some cradling, some ground ball drills, some passing drills, but not a lot of new coaches understand off-ball movement. So in this, what I was doing was just starting to introduce a little bit of off-ball movement. It's so critical that a team works together. So when you don't have the ball, you've got to do something. So there's a great group of kids. I mean, some of them were smiling and laughing and energetic, and it was great. It looks like these are the U9s here. We're just running around a simple ground ball cradle drill. Hopefully they'll start using this in their practices. Right here, you can see there's something called a shoot and scoop that was out on the field. This is a great invention. The guy's out of Connecticut. It really helps. There's a shot of it right there. The players throw the ball at that net. It comes out. It's a ground ball. There's a lot of things that have been invented and created to help this sport grow. And they didn't have them back when I played. So it was just great to get out there and work with a bunch of players and coaches and help them get better.
There's Brian Zabrowski, the Crestwood coach. He really was a big part of that youth clinic. But now, chance for Crestwood to get back. Length of the field for Crestwood is Liziak. No one stopped him. He shot on goal. Less than a second left, and that will do it. So the first half is in the books here in Mountaintop. The home team from Crestwood owns a 5-goal lead over North Pocono. When we come back, we'll have a special halftime guest, and then Bob and I will have some stats and highlights from the booth.
We are at halftime, and joining me are special guests from the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association and BSN Sports, Steve Koch. And Steve, welcome to Northeastern Pennsylvania. Tell us, what is Philadelphia Lacrosse Association?
Well, we are the Philadelphia chapter of U.S. Lacrosse, which is based in Baltimore. We pretty much handle the eastern 1/3 of the state. And although we're Philadelphia Lacrosse Association, we really cover everything from the New York border all the way to Delaware.
We know how big lacrosse in the Philadelphia area is. It's growing in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Tell us about that growth.
The growth in this area and out through the middle of the state is phenomenal. As you said, the program's a little bit more mature in the Philadelphia suburbs. These are the high growth areas. There's a lot of kids that are looking for other sports. Lacrosse is a great sport, and we're here to help promote, the sport and help it grow effectively and grow the right way within the game.
Part of that growth will be getting the coaches up to speed. What things are planned in the next couple of years?
Some of the things we've been looking at is trainings for the coaches specifically, whether it's on-field clinics and things that we're doing or classroom training. U.S. Lacrosse has a lot of programs that they offer. They have the classwork there. But it's more a matter of finding local people in the area to kind of champion it a little bit, help us with the groundwork and the logistics in a certain area.
We have a pregame clinic going on behind us. You're a big sponsor of tonight. How come? Why did you want to get involved?
Well, the company I work for, BSN Sports, we are the largest team dealer in the country. But we're a lot of local people. And, getting involved with the youth here seems to make the right sense. You invest a little bit in the community, you get to know people, you can put faces with them, they can put, a face with me. I wish it was a little bit better, but, and so it's just kind of like a natural, partnership.
Why should a youth get involved in lacrosse? There's a lot of choices out there for parents. Why lacrosse?
One of the fastest growing sports at the youth and high school level, also one of the fastest growing sports at the college level. Now, it doesn't always equate to scholarships, but it's activities. It's walking on a campus and knowing 40 guys or girls who are on the team just to help you make that transition. Through the area, even up here, you have Keystone College, a relatively new program that came on board. Tough couple years because you have to start out somewhere. Within the Philadelphia area, we have Delaware Valley University. They're in their second year program. So there's a lot of possibilities there to go on and make it more of a lifetime sport.
Thank you for sponsoring tonight, and thank you for joining me at halftime.
Thank you very much.
When Bob and I return, we'll have first half highlights.
Well, it's a beautiful night for lacrosse here in the Valley. Crestwood leads North Pocono 8-3 as we get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back inside the booth, everyone. Bob Vanderhayden, otherwise known as Coach Van. We're enjoying a very good boys lacrosse game. Coach, impressions of the first half?
I thought things started off very physical, and then each of the teams was able to get into a controlled offense. Crestwood is definitely capitalizing on their abilities, their athletic abilities out there on the field. And North Pocono, they're trying. They're not out of the hunt, but they're they're struggling a little on defense.
Crestwood also taking advantage of some bad play from North Pocono. A couple penalties have resulted in some Crestwood goals. 8 goals in all for the team. Liziak has a couple. Anderson has a couple, and Richards has 3. They lead Crestwood. They have 8 goals in all, and I think they've really taken advantage, as I said, of the man up, and a nice pick there.
Crestwood started off with a controlled offense. They were taking their shots from all over the field. They were able to be successful at that. And so now that they've got a little bit of a lead, they're starting to break into the crease a little bit more and get a little more adventurous in their offense.
And there's North Pocono gets on the board early. Rinaldi with a first quarter goal. And then at the end, Luigi gets one in. That made it 6-2. And then Luigi had another one later on, and it's 8-3 in favor of Crestwood. What would you like to see now from North Pocono going into the second half?
North Pocono definitely had a couple of opportunities. There was some shots that went off the post on the goals, so they need to just refine that the aim right there. This score could be completely different. I think there was 2 or 3 that just bounced off of the pipe, as we call it, on the goals. If those had gone in, this would be much closer. So let's see if North Pocono can increase those scoring opportunities, if they can capitalize on them, as Coach DeReamer had been talking about, and turn things around here.
Let's talk about, Bob, what's going to happen here. There was a penalty before the half. So North Pocono will get the ball man up going in, as the penalty is being served by Macri from Crestwood.
However, they are setting up on the field at the North Pocono end with Crestwood being on offense.
But I believe they are a man down, though. I think it was a turnover maybe towards the end.
Yes.
Crestwood had the ball. North Pocono remains man up.
Yes, it looks like Crestwood has possession of the ball. They do have a man in the box. So Crestwood is offense, and they're man down. Let's see if North Pocono can double team the ball and take advantage of this. Crestwood has the offensive ability and skills to move the ball around, so they might be able to just delay the clock and maintain possession and just run this one out here.
It was a 1-minute penalty going in, but the penalty happened about the 12-second mark, so figure about 45 seconds left in the man-up opportunity for North Pocono, as they're trying to run out the clock, are the Comets.
And Ryan Mangan is doing just that. He's running around, he's got the ball. North Pocono is playing a conservative defense on them, and now we're back to full strength. So now we're even 6-on-6. So North Pocono was effectively able to just ride out that man down situation.
Nice long stick work from North Pocono, and number 30, Jeff Zero, 6'3" junior. He gets it up quickly to number 4, Sheeran, but back the other way. Here comes Crestwood with the transition.
Sheeran was looking for some kind of a call there. He thought that may have been an illegal check. Crestwood was able to ride out the penalty, then they lost possession of it. Unfortunately, North Pocono couldn't maintain the possession up in the offensive end of the field long enough. However, we did have a good save from North Pocono goalie there.
Wentland.
He's getting the ball out. Let's see what North Pocono can do now. Let's see if they can bring the ball up the field. Crestwood's playing defense at the midfield portion.
Here's J.C. Gahan, has a stick knocked out, and it's picked up quickly by Rinaldi. Oh, can't get to the ground ball. Man ball opportunity, push in the back, not called. Oh, there's the whistle. Obvious push in the back from number 4 for North Pocono by Sheeran. It should be Crestwood ball.
I say, and looks like the refs are making signals for North Pocono. Yeah, giving the ball to North Pocono. The signals from the ref, yes. Okay. You know, in my travels, I know a number of refs, and I have a lot of respect for what they do. I have said this to them many times. I could not be a ref on the field. I'd be the worst one.
Yep.
I get drawn into the action. I would miss calls left and right. The stands would be yelling at me. It would not be a pretty sight if I was a referee. So when it comes down to making the calls on the penalties, I let them do their job. When I'm a coach, I do my job.
So here's North Pocono with an opportunity. Rinaldi has the ball at the left hand. Looked like a shot that maybe bounced awry, but good save, and ground ball picked up by Liziak. Back the other way, but he's being chased.
Yeah, I think North Pocono is going to play a little bit harder on him. he was pretty effective in the first half, so they're probably looking to play strong defense on him when he gets the ball. And Crestwood, Crestwood started off the game playing a controlled offense from the outside, trying to move the ball around, look for an opportunity to attack. Now Crestwood has adjusted the way they're playing offense. They're bringing the ball down the field, and the midfielders and the attack are trying to make something happen during the transition. They're not going to give North Pocono a chance to get set up into a defensive situation. So when I was talking with Coach Zabrowski a couple of weeks ago, he had mentioned that Crestwood does not have one particular style of play that they lock into, and they're showing that tonight. They're able to move from one to another. Let's see how effective they are at a different style of offensive play.
Some confusion on who had the ball. It looks like it will go over to the team with the red helmets, and that would be the Comets of Crestwood. That's Ryan Megan, the 20-goal scorer. He's a senior who will have the ball, number 4. He does not have a goal tonight, a little bit surprising, but his teammates have definitely picked him up, including this guy, Richards, who has 3. Right down the middle, shot, score! Kyle Richards, his 4th of the evening.
And as I mentioned, Crestwood is now looking to get in on the crease before they're taking their shots. So that Crestwood player right there made a couple of good moves. We're going to see it right here, getting around one defender, and then going in around another check, and avoiding a third defensive player and able to put it in the back of the goal. So he made a nice move there with one, then avoided 2, and that third player came in just a little bit late at the end there.
Wetland kind of on an island there, all by himself, the goalie. So that's 9 goals now for the Comets in control of this game. Trojans need to get this face-off won, have an opportunity for their own possession.
And you notice on the face-off, there's a couple of players with longer sticks. We call those the long stick middies. In men's lacrosse at this age level, you're allowed to have 4 long sticks on the field at a time. So on a face-off, Coach Zabrowski has put out that long stick midi. It's essentially setting up your midfield to go either offense or defense, regardless of what happens at the X, at the center point of the midfield line there. It's a smart way to go. The flag down on the play. But you notice it's a delayed call here. This penalty is going to happen when either North Pocono loses possession or the ball hits the ground. Then we'll find out what the call was. Right here, what this is telling me is that the foul occurred against North Pocono, but they were able to capitalize and put one in the back of the net.
Looked like there might be a flag down 2, but a goal for North Pocono. Well, and that's Riley Luigi, I believe. And let's look at this one again.
Riley Luigi.
That was actually a very nice shot. He was able to use the defender. He shot just to the side of the defender, and he was able to put it into the corner of the goal. He even did that on stick side. The goalie's right hand, and he put it in the bottom corner on the right-hand side of the goal. So it was good. He was able to slip that one in there.
So Luigi's 3rd goal of the night. Penalty on Crestwood, man-up opportunity for North Pocono. That's why you'll see
only 2 midfielders for Crestwood.
Yeah.
Yes. Now hopefully North Pocono, they've got the advantage on the midfield. They've got 3 middies out there. And the ref just made a call. They got a push, so North Pocono is going to wind up coming up with the ball here. This could be a good opportunity for them. North Pocono needs to capitalize on this man-up situation. Once again, if Crestwood plays defense outside the crease area, hopefully North Pocono, if they put something together where they can take advantage of some open real estate inside, they can put a point or 2 up on the board for them, and there it is. That was a very nice time and room shot. He had some time and some room, got the stick up away from his body, and he just put it right in the back of the net.
That's the leading scorer for North Pocono. Matt Kelly gets another one, his 1st of the evening and his 22nd of the season.
Very good. When you see how he had his entire shoulder in on that shot, he was able to put a lot of power behind there. And here it comes, up and overhand shot, a lot of power right in there. You know, when I'm coaching little kids, they all like to do these sidearm, underhand, crazy trick shots, which is fine. But if you don't have the basics, then you don't have those trick shots to grow onto. So you need to put that foundation down there, and that shot by Matt Kelly was just exactly that, a nice foundation strong foundation shot. I'm sure because he can do that, he can also shoot sidearm or underhand.
Right.
But he'll show us those a little bit later, hopefully. Let's see if we can get a messenger down and let him know we want to see some trick shots tonight.
So North Pocono takes advantage. Within 4 now, they have the possession. They can cut it to 3 with a goal here. Different team here in the third quarter for the Trojans. They come out with a sense of purpose. Score a couple in a row, and I think we're going to have a flag down, and we do. It's going to go against Crestwood, so a man-up opportunity again.
Here's our ref, Steve Koch. We saw him at halftime from BSN. He's doing a great job out there with the ref, the ref squad. I've been watching number 3 for North Pocono, and there's been a lot of times when he's had the ball down here on offense, and he's been looking to the refs. He gets a stick check, and he's looking to the refs. Hey, why don't you call it? It looks like he finally got his wish on that one.
Justin Whetstone, now junior for Crestwood, will serve the penalty. So 6-on-5 lacrosse now for North Pocono. Again, can cut it within 3. Kelly had a shot, didn't take it. Pass goes off the mark, but it's recovered quickly.
And once again, Crestwood was playing defense very far away from the crease. I'm kind of surprised that North Pocono has not been able to capitalize on this. Typically in a man-down situation, when the offense takes the ball outside, you kind of let them go out there. They're not as much of a threat on the outside. Now we're going to have a big scrum right in the middle.
Yep. So pushing and shoving. You heard the whistle.
It's going to happen in lacrosse.
Yep.
Men's lacrosse.
Going to stay to North Pocono, I believe. It is. Quick whistle. Nope. I thought I heard the whistle. There's the quick whistle.
There it is.
So still man up for North Pocono, but they can't seem to get sharp passes and make catches.
It's making it hard for them to get a rhythm.
It is.
You know, they can't get if you can't get a rhythm down in just about any sport, it's hard to really be successful with what you're trying to accomplish. So North Pocono's got to get into a rhythm and get some of these shots off. They're only down by 4. It's again, the game is not lost. You know, they can turn things around here. They just got to take advantage of some opportunities. Again, a very nice, strong overhand shot. Matt Kelly again.
Yep.
He's got a great shot there. So he's just got to get that right on the 36 square feet of the goal.
Rinaldi has a little space, takes advantage. Bounce shot, no good.
Again, it hits the post. It's absolutely frustrating when you take this many shots and they hit the post. The post is as wide as the ball. So they just got to get the ball moved in by the width of the ball, and they can capitalize on this. If those had gone in, this score would be much, much different.
We have full strength lacrosse now, less than 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. And it's picked up by the long stick. Macri has it, bringing it over. And it will go over to Crestwood. So they are up 4. 5.5 to play here in the third quarter. Liziak has the ball, number 15. He has two, 3 goals.
And you see Crestwood they're patient. They're taking their time. They're getting their other players set up. They're in a 1-4-1 kind of situation now, they're moving their crease offensive players around.
Good defense by Goyen, but he has it taken away quickly.
Yep.
Scrum, push, and let's see whose ball it was. So pushing and shoving on the sideline going on. Liziak has it, and Comet's ball. There's the coach of Crestwood, Brian Zabrowski, his second season here. In his first season, Crestwood won the district title.
When I was here a couple weeks ago, I had a chance to talk to him. Very knowledgeable guy. Very knowledgeable about the sport. He was able to work with his players. Plus, I got the sense that he has a lot of confidence in his players. That when he puts them out there on the field, he trusts them to do the right thing. So that tells me that their practices are probably pretty disciplined, in which he sets things up and they work on it.
I'll tell you why. Yeah. Why do you think who would have the most discipline in the world? How about an Army Ranger, airborne?
I'd go with that.
I would go there. Oh. And guess who served in the Army and as a Ranger? Brian Zabrowski.
And he is
for 4
definitely
years.
He's taken those things that he learned there, and he's working them with his team right here. So it's a very good thing.
Went to Boston University. Just about, if you have a youth sport in the mountaintop area, Brian Zabrowski is probably a coach at it. So there is Robert DeReamer at North Pocono, and we have a whistle, and we're going to have a conference between the two referees. I don't see a flag down anywhere, so we'll see what this is.
And we've got Coach Zabrowski talking with his players right there. There's a style of, or there's different styles of coaching, and what I see from Coach Zabrowski is, like I mentioned before, he has the confidence in his players. When they come off the field, he may have little conferences with them. He talks about something. Then they get back out on the field. He lets them do what they're going to do. They're effective at it. But then when they come back off on the sidelines, on the side of the field, they have the respect of him, and he has the respect of them. There's a mutual respect that they're able to have those conversations and be successful. And I have a strong feeling that that is why Crestwood was able to put the ball in the net again.
Sneaks right through as Megan scores. 10-5. We'll take a quick break here on MyTV. Well, we are back at Crestwood High School in the mountaintop area. The action is starting to pick up. Bob-eyed Coach Van with me from the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association, also a youth coach down in the Pleasant Valley area, and also part of the University of Scranton at one time. So if it's lacrosse and you want to know about it, call Coach Van. That's all I have to say.
Well, thank you.
There's a flag down. Probably going to go against North Pocono.
Bob, I try to help out anywhere I can. If there's a team that needs something and I can help them out, I'd be more than happy to help out. Let's look at this
penalty.
It's right here, this penalty. Yeah, coming over the top of another player's head is never a good idea. And plus, doing it right in front of a ref is a guarantee that you're going to get that penalty called against you.
Technical, 30-second penalty.
30-second penalty. J.C. Gaughan will serve that. So man-up opportunity now for Crestwood.
Like I mentioned last spring, I helped I was volunteering some time with the ESU men's club team.
Megan scores 2 in a row. 11-5 Crestwood.
Fantastic pass by number 17, Sam Midich, to number 4, Ryan Megan.
So there you hear the call from the Crestwood announcer.
My apologies. Fantastic pass from number 12, Kyle Richard.
The impressive thing on Ryan's shot here is that he has a very limited angle. He's not out in front of the goal. He's way off to the side. So he's really got to have a good aim here. Surgeon-like precision. He snuck that right in between the goalie's head and the post, which is not an easy thing to do. So good on Ryan there on that shot. As I started to say, I was volunteering some time with the ESU men's club team last spring. This spring, I was actually working with a girls team down at Liberty High School, helping their goalies and some of their play. And the girls game is a great game to watch as well.
Richards with the pickoff, and they'll set it up. Crestwood now with another opportunity. Bad pass from the Trojans.
And that one, Crestwood is they're getting a little more adventurous. Like I had said, the second half, they seem to be trying to penetrate the crease and get their shots in from the crease. And right there was a fantastic play by the defensive Crestwood player who came up, used that long stick to his advantage, and was able to knock the ball back for his players, and they capitalized on that situation once again.
Nice
1, 2, 3, tic-tac-toe. Ryan Megan has a 3-goal night, so a hat trick for number 4. So just when North Pocono had some momentum on their side, the Comets have come right back with 3 goals in a row.
We talked before about Lysiak and his shots. He had some nice shots from the outside. Ryan Mangan is really able to penetrate and get inside there. And the two type of shooting styles really are complementing each other, allowing Crestwood to have more than just just a one-trick pony. They're able to shoot from the outside, like I mentioned, or they can use Ryan and get in there tighter on the crease and really wreak havoc with that goalie.
Still think the Trojans have something in them. I saw a game against Prep where they put 6 in a row late in the game. So North Pocono still has talent and they have the experience. So this game, it might be 12-5. You say, well, this game's over. It's not over.
No, it's not. It's
never
not,
over.
Just like wasn't that Yogi Berra, right?
Yeah.
It's never over till it's over.
Yep. And we saw some glimpses of what North Pocono could be in the beginning of the third quarter as they put together some goals of their own.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense has broken down a little bit. Let's see if they ensure that back up.
Well, watching the defense here now, they are playing man-to-man, and they're playing a little tighter, and that's a good stick check there.
Nice stick check by Doug Carroll, the 6'7", 200-pound senior, headed to Penn College, but they get it right back. Wetland with a save. It remains common ball, so North Pocono goalie got a stick on that.
Looked like North Pocono had tripped its own player there, or Crestwood player just kind of tripped and went down, and it comes up Crestwood ball again.
Megan with that left hand goes back to the X, going to be double teamed, really whacked at, and they're going to call a penalty on it. Now, how can you use your long stick? How can you use that stick properly? Now we see a penalty probably on a slash or something, but what's the proper usage for that type of long stick when you're trying to get the ball out?
When you're trying to get the ball out of the other player's stick? I tell you, it is a longer stick, so you would think longer stick, a little bit more awkward. You've got to have good precision. When you lay those stick checks, you've got to know what your target is, and you've got to be able to hit it. You can't just randomly go up to the other player and just start whacking at his stomach or his chest or his side or something. You've actually got to say, I'm going to hit his stick on the head and hit it there, or I'm going to hit the stick between his hands and hit it there. So you've got to learn how to use that long stick as a precision instrument. And another shot from up top, and Crestwood came up with the ball and took another shot again. With this kind of a lead, Crestwood's feeling pretty confident. They're going to take a number of shots, as many as they can, I'm sure.
Man up for Crestwood's. Savino in the box. Shot, goal!
Crestwood.
Way outside, downtown. That is Lance Lysiak.
Once again, shooting from the outside, his specialty.
Assisted by number 22.
They're moving the ball around there. He was in position, and he wound up taking that shot. You see a little replay here. Move the ball around. And now that they've got that little bit of a lead, he took a sidearm shot. If you watch this, he's got a great shot to start off with, so he took that sidearm shot, and he used it effectively to shoot around the side of the defender playing close to him. So, like I mentioned before, those overhand shots, using your whole body, great base when you're becoming a shooter, but having the bag of tricks with those sidearm shots, as you saw right there, perfect opportunity to use it, and he did effectively.
Matt Kelly comes up with it. North Pocono less than 30 in this third quarter. Trying to get a goal back quick.
Number 3 is still looking for a penalty. He's looking for some help from the refs.
It's Dom Rinaldi, the 5'9", 160-pound senior. Still have the ball, but it's knocked out nicely. Hold on the white team. It's going to be red ball. And that will do it. Shot on goal at the end goes off the mark. Well, North Pocono started the quarter strong, but it's 4 in a row for Crestwood. They lead this one 13-5.
Fox 56 Sports presents the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Crestwood High School in the Mountaintop area. The Comets lead the Trojans 13-5 in Wyoming Valley Conference Boys Lacrosse. Bob-eyed Coach Van with us, and Craig Koslick going to join us for some of the fourth quarter. He is from the Mountaintop area youth lacrosse. You saw some of their players at the youth clinic before. A lot of these players, those players will grow up and be future Comets. And Craig, let's talk about the youth clinic. What do you think the kids got out of it tonight?
I guess just more exposure to the game, more exposure to the kids, and also coming out here and playing on the Crestwood turf. That was always a big thing for us. When we first started out, that was our end of season thing. It's evolved into doing it as much as possible. But
how long has the youth organization for lacrosse been up here in Mountaintop?
Oh wow, I think 2007.
So not too long.
Nope.
Not too long. And what kind of participation do you guys get?
We're up over 120 on the boys' side, and I think we're at 80 on the girls' side now.
Wow.
That's
and
fantastic.
That's U9, 11, 13, 15?
Yeah, it's for the boys, and
For
then
the
the
boys?
girls are grade age.
Yep.
Number 24, Liam Stone to back that ball up. White ball.
Yeah, the kids that we had out on the field earlier with the U9s and U11s.
Yeah.
A lot of good kids out there.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great. Some of them I could tell were rookies, and it's always great to see rookies getting into the sport.
Yeah.
And some of them had a little more experience. Always
Yeah.
good to see them working together. I noticed that.
You can see who has older siblings a lot of times too,
Okay,
because those are the kids that are running around with the sticks.
gotcha.
You know, when we first started, our U9 team was actually coached by Coach Aaron.
Okay.
He came on, and we needed some extra players, and we had my daughter and a couple of her friends playing on the boys' team on U9.
And so you had some girls playing on the boys' team.
Yeah, that was the first year. It's evolved.
It's evolved. You know, and that's not that uncommon though, because in areas where it's growing and there are just not enough, boys to fill a team, sometimes there's girls that say, "Hey, I want to play." And if they don't have a girls' team opportunity, that's great that you guys open it up like that and that they can play. So,
Yeah. Up until last year, there was a girl that played for the boys' varsity team.
okay.
Crestwood.
Now, forgive me, but does Crestwood have a girls?
They do. They
team?
Have they have
Okay.
a girls' team. My daughter plays. They're a club this year. I believe they're going full PIAA next year.
Oh,
good.
great.
So.
Always good to hear that the sport is growing and expanding like that on both the boys' side and the girls' side. I was helping a high school girls team this spring get going, and there's a lot of differences in the game, which I'm sure you're aware of, having
Yes.
a lot of differences. The games definitely have their own, how do I explain, disciplines, I guess, would be the way to explain it.
Yeah, they're two games. They're both lacrosse. They're different rules. They both have great aspects. Both very fun to watch when they're played the right way.
Yes, when they're played the right way is key. The girls' game definitely has a lot more whistles and stoppage of play. So if they can get in a rhythm and they can play strong within the rules, those teams and you are right. A good girls' lacrosse game is fun to watch.
We have a man-up opportunity for Crestwood. J.C. Gahan for North Pocono serving a 1-minute penalty. One shot on goal so far for Crestwood, but it will go over to the Trojans, who are in the red. They trail 13-5, trying to get some goals. A long pass downfield will help with some of the time to take off from that penalty. And they'll get it right back as Dom Rinaldi picks up the ground ball. Try to now stall a little bit, coach, right, and work some of that clock if they can. Nope.
Yes, if North Pocono is down by man, they're going to want to maintain possession as long as they could. And
they didn't.
Yeah, unfortunately, for North Pocono, unfortunately, the ball went back to Crestwood, and Crestwood's going to try and capitalize on this once again. I think that one went right through the 5-hole there.
That did go through the 5-hole. Shot on goal. Looks like Owen Grigas, the sophomore. So Grigas gets in the scoring column, his second of the evening. That's 14 goals right now for the Comets.
Now, Coach, what age group are you coaching?
I'm not coaching. I just administer at this point. My son has been out. In fact, he graduated Crestwood last year.
Oh, okay.
And so I've been out of the program, but helping. Aaron and Brian are really the two that run most of the day-to-day activities.
How have you seen it grow in Mountaintop? I mean, there's places in Back Mountain. I'm associated with Scranton Youth. Valley has a team now. How have you seen it grown?
Well, the first year was Scranton and Crestwood, Mountaintop. We started it together. We worked with Kevin Dugan out at Scranton. We hit on Coach Hayes, formerly of Rutgers, for basically just our backbone, because we were all starting new. And we played. It seems like we played Scranton 16 times that first year. But it worked out well. After the first year, we started broadening our horizons. We went out to State College. We did a lot of different things, and just the whole area has grown.
That's great. There has been a lot of growth that I've noticed up here. Bob had mentioned it before. I was formerly the assistant men's lacrosse coach at the University of Scranton, and interestingly enough, you mentioned Kevin Dugan.
Yep.
My first year at the University of Scranton, Kevin was on the team. And Kevin was a midfielder for Coach Warren Bragg and myself.
Okay.
And he played for a good player, great guy. And then I believe he moved to Notre Dame. Is that correct?
He went to do, he helped Notre Dame development program.
Yes.
And then I think he's moved on, and he's actually working with Coach Hayes now overseas. It's when I saw Coach Hayes.
A couple years ago, at the U.S. Lacrosse.
Out in Denver?
Yes. Kevin brought a team from Africa, I believe.
Yep.
He had started a program there, and I reached out to him, through Facebook, internet, email, and just said, hey, Kevin, that's a great program that you're going there. And that's what I really notice about the sport of lacrosse is it's growing, and it's not just growing in one town or here or there. It's growing all over the place.
Yes.
So that's great that it's growing up here for you guys, and hopefully there'll be more programs and teams will come on board. And,
Like you said, man up Crestwood.
six... You played Scranton 16 times that first year. Hopefully we can get 16 new teams for you.
Well, we're up
play
there.
Everybody wants.
We're there now.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
It's a great thing.
So we have a penalty on North Pocono, guys. Another man-up opportunity for Crestwood. And serving the penalty looks like Andrew Utter. I mispronounced his name before, too, and his dad came in.
I think you did, yes. But I think you said it now.
Yeah,
Utter. I believe that's the correct name, yes.
So I apologize to him. So you got to call, whether it's in a penalty or a goal, call his name out.
Now, Coach, what are you seeing out here on the field today? What do you like? I mean, these Crestwood players, these guys go through your program?
A lot of them did. There's also a lot of new guys.
Okay.
Seems like, once you get into high school, it's you're playing baseball.
Okay.
The positions are set, and we get a lot of the baseball players. We get a lot of the football players.
Okay.
They come out. There's several new players that I didn't see last year on the field.
Okay.
And it helps you. You win a district title. That's what happened. Boys are going to come out and play because they know it's a program that's successful.
Yeah.
And once you get that success, then you can carry that on from years after.
And you look on the field, there's a lot of kids that get on the field and play. You have to move kids. There's a lot of running, a lot of substitutes. So you get involved and you stay involved.
And that's a great thing. I will say that when I see new players that come in, you mentioned they come from other sports, and that happens often. There's a lot of times where kids will come from another sport, baseball, soccer, football, whatever it is, and they'll come to lacrosse, and they don't leave lacrosse. They'll stay with lacrosse. I find that very often. Every so often there's a random kid, tries it for a year or two, and then says, I want to go back. But for the most part, people that get involved, they stay involved. So it's great to hear that you, even though your sons have moved on and out of the area, but you're still involved with the program in some way, shape, or form. Because it definitely takes a lot of people to run a program. It's not just simple to get a bunch of kids out there and have somebody coach them and throw balls around. There's all the admin part of it, the treasury, the secretary, fundraising to buy new uniforms and helmets. So that's great that you're staying involved.
Shot on goal by North Pocono. Matt Kelly picks up another goal for the senior. So 7:24 to play here in the game, and an 8-goal lead now for the Comets.
I'm taking this shot. That's a another really good shot by Kelly. He was able to again get the stick up over that rotation, get that power in behind that shot. He put that in again on the stick side of the goalie, and still he was able to get it past the goalie's stick. So that was very good.
Matt Kelly headed to VMI for business. He also played a little football. I think he's going to play lacrosse down there. He's 5'7", 155, 4-year varsity player here. Started from the beginning for North Pocono.
He played on summer league teams with my son as well, with Coach Orlowski out of Kings, running a summer league program.
Yep. And now the colleges are taking advantage of it because I believe Wilkes has it and Kings.
Yep.
Another goal, North Pocono. As we continue our conversation with Craig Coslett from Mountaintop Area Youth Lacrosse, and that goal scored by North Pocono. Get a number. Luigi, I believe, 21, has another one in the books.
And here comes the shot. Another, very nice shot. See, they're getting some good rotation in here, at least from the waist up and the shoulders. Getting the power in behind the shot. There was a little bit sidearm, but he was able to get it around the defensive player. See, you need to have a big bag of tricks. You can't just have one type of shot, and these players are showing that out on the field here tonight. So that's good to see.
Luigi has a hat trick himself this evening. 3 for him. So North Pocono has the ball, and they can cut back into the lead. This is what can happen in North Pocono. I mean, I've seen 7, 8 goals scored a short amount of time, and suddenly it's tied up. So game's not over quite yet.
Nope.
Under 7 to play.
Everyone out there wants to stay with us till the end of this game. You want to see what's going to happen here.
See if they can make some nice passes.
Once again, Crestwood is playing defense out a little bit far for my taste. It's still effective, but North Pocono has got to capitalize in. It comes up. Matt Kelly came up with that one.
Nice save, Owen Roberts. Well, it's number 24. They changed goalies, I believe. So North Pocono going to get the ball back. So the goalie, Paul Ashton. Oh, excuse me. Liam Stone, a freshman, in there, number 24. Stone in now for Crestwood, 5'10", 160-pound freshman in goal for the Comets. They have the ball.
And there's Lance bringing the ball down.
Yep.
Side of the field once again. Testing the defense, looking for an open spot. I noticed as he was coming down the field, he had his head up. He was constantly looking for an opportunity, looking for one of his teammates. Can he feed to somebody, or can he get in there and take a shot? That tells me smart player.
Lance is a kid that came on after the youth program. He came on in high school. He's a great soccer goalie. You probably see his name everywhere.
Okay.
He picked up the sport really quickly, and last year was his year of development. This year it's his team to do a lot with. So.
Well, that's great. So this is his second year?
Yeah, I believe this is Lance's just his second year.
Well, he's doing great. He definitely looks like he works out in the off season on his stick skills, because he's been very effective out there on the field.
Quick score on goal. Mazer gets his first of the night as Comets extend the lead here in Mountaintop. Hell's Kitchen is the most intense and in-your-face cooking show on TV. See Gordon Ramsay and his set of chefs tonight at 9 on Fox 56. Coming up after the game, switch on over to Fox. You can check out Hell's Kitchen. Craig Coslin in the booth with Coach Van and myself, Bob Hyde. Wyoming Valley Conference boys lacrosse here on my TV. Crestwood has a 15-7 lead. They've controlled most of the tempo of this game. North Pocono got within 4 in the third, but that's as close as they've come since the first quarter. We're 5 minutes exactly to play here on the turf at Crestwood.
North Pocono penalty.
And it looks like another North Pocono defensive player going
we have
to the penalty box.
2 man up now. So 2 in the box for North Pocono. 6-on-4 lacrosse coming.
So Crestwood is up on a 6-4 situation like you just mentioned. They're leading 15-7, and they're getting adventurous with their shooting. So I think here's the opportunity, if they're looking to really see what they've got, kind of push it and see. This is a tough position for North Pocono to be in. Coach, in working with these players out here, is there something specific that you see that the players are kind of looking for? Like when I was growing up and playing lacrosse, we had to go to somebody's backyard to learn something. Nowadays they've got the internet. So do you see kids coming and like, oh, I saw this on YouTube and I'm going to try it?
There's a lot of YouTube, especially for the face-off guys. They do a lot of Facebooking and trying to figure out different techniques to do face-offs. I know my son, when he was doing all the face-offs, in fact, he plays for Pitt now.
Okay.
And he's always on the YouTube, looking up new techniques, trying to figure things out. It seems as though, the internet's been a big source. You check on things, you check on different plays, you see what other people are doing. You get in your backyard and you play, of course. But, the thing is with the youth lacrosse and getting involved is there's a position on the field for anybody. You can be an attackman, a goalie, midfielders. You like to run, be a midfielder.
You're exactly right on that.
You want to be a defender, go for it.
So here's what Crestwood has coming up. Play Saucon Valley coming up over the weekend. Then they have back in the Valley Conference play through the season. And they'll end the year at Wyoming Seminary playing Kieske area. So You know, you see Crestwood trying to get out through the state and grow their lacrosse skills no matter they win or lose. They want to get out, Bob, and test the waters and show the kids what else is out there throughout.
Not only is it a challenging schedule of the teams that they're playing, but if you look at the dates that they're playing a game right after another. April 25th, April 26th, May 2nd, May 3rd. There's not much of a chance to catch your breath, go back to practice, work on something, and come back out. So it's a lot of develop on the fly, so to speak.
And North Pocono's going to play the rest of the season in the Valley Conference. Lake Lehman and Dallas on the road to end the season at Delaware Valley. It's a tough game right there for the Trojans of North Pocono. So timeout called by the Trojans. They'll be down 2 men. 2-man up opportunity now for Crestwood. They pretty much control the tempo of the game and the play. And another opportunity for the Comets to get on the board. They average 16 goals per game. They're right around that. They give up about 7 a game. And they're averaging that here tonight.
When I talked with Coach DeReamer from North Pocono, he had mentioned that the North Pocono team, their scoring opportunities, they're getting up into the 7, 8, 9 points per game. And he was happy for that growth, that development. I guess prior to this year, they were scoring 2 and 3 goals. So seeing that they're up to 7 for this particular game, this is a good thing for North Pocono. They're definitely growing and working hard on it. So
they lost to Dallas the other night, a very good team as well, 12-8. Lost to Wyoming area just 13-11. So they can score goals, can the Trojans. They have the ball. They throw it up. We're playing some younger guys now in there, and it goes back over to Crestwood.
Yeah, unfortunately, that pass did not go as far as the defensive player was hoping. Oh, North Pocono.
Kelly with a shot right at the goalie. As down 2, North Pocono doing a nice job. Still down 2 men.
Yeah, North Pocono was able to get in there and make that little interception back to the goalie. Unfortunately, they just couldn't capitalize on that with another point up on the scoreboard. Yeah, North Pocono still has a man in the penalty box, so they're still operating at less than full strength. And Crestwood is still pushing to try to get into the crease area and score right from that crease area.
So, Craig, you're right in the middle of the schedule right now for a lot of the youth right throughout the area.
Yep.
And playing teams like Valley, Scranton, Back Mountain, and getting out there, I'm sure.
Yeah,
play some other teams in
the
tournaments.
A couple weeks ago they had a big event here with Danville, all of the Danville teams right through the girls and boys high school programs. They spent the day at Crestwood and Wright Township Field, so all of Danville youth programs played the mountaintop programs, and their high school program played the high school programs here.
That's a great thing. That really helps. Yeah, that really helps the sport grow and helps the community part of the sport grow. Because lacrosse definitely is a community. There's a couple of coaches at college that I went to high school with, and I didn't talk to them for a long time, and then all of a sudden I started sending emails, and now we're sending emails back and forth. Just because of that lacrosse, that connection, that community, that's a great thing that's going on up around here.
I can't say enough for what Coach Aaron and Coach Brian have done for the sport. There was a couple of us that started it because our kids wanted to play. These guys took it to another level. Just looking around, you see all the Mille Lacs gear, and it's nice to see.
I did have a chance a couple of weeks ago. I was here when Crestwood played Pleasant Valley, and I had an opportunity to stand over on the sidelines with the Crestwood team, so I was listening in on Coach Zabrowski's huddles and when they had timeouts and whatnot, and Aaron and I were talking as well. And you got two coaches that are very knowledgeable and that work very well with the players on the team. So that's a great thing to have in a program that's growing.
So Mountaintop Youth Lacrosse. Craig, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Good
for
luck to
having
your
me.
son.
Thank
And
you both.
we'll thank Brian and Aaron for having us here tonight.
And stay with the program. Like I mentioned before, just because your kids moved on, stay with the program. You can always help. You can always help.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you. Thanks for coming up.
So some of the youth players in there, some JV players now. Coach Van will take a look at them as some rotation is happening. Kelly's still in there, the senior from North Pocono. Well, there are 3 to play. Enjoying tonight's rivalry matchup, Miss any of the action? Catch a full rebroadcast Saturday morning at 11:30 right here on MyTV. So Blast gets it out. Number 16. Oh, taken over by Kelly. He'll shoot, and he scores.
I tell you, Matt Kelly's last shot was a sidearm, and it didn't go in. That was an overhand, and it went in. Stick with the overhand.
Number 20.
It was very good. It was very good, though.
Kelly.
So it should be a battle to the end. A lot of the coaches telling me, Brian and Aaron telling me, Delaware Valley, very good team in the Wyoming Valley Conference. They may be the team to beat. Dallas playing well. Scranton Prep in Wyoming area having some good seasons on the Division II style. So all these teams go into the mix, and they play for a district title in Pennsylvania. Next year, they're going to split. It's going to be a AAA and AA. Let's take a look at the goal first, Coach.
Yeah, here's Matt coming up with a little nice little cradle there to keep the ball in the stick. He was able to bring that up, and another overhand shot. He had his power right in there. That helped that shot be successful.
Yep. So anyway, Delaware Valley will go to AAA, and then the rest of the teams who are coming in are all AA, and they'll play in their own district tournament. Kind of evens the field throughout the state, and because it's always dominated, of course, as you might expect, by the Philadelphia teams. Radnor won it last year. St. Joe's Prep is in there, so they'll go up to AAA next year, and then in 2017 we'll have a new AA champion. So that's good to see that they're looking at it that way.
It is. In being involved with the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association now, I'm having more conversations with the people down in the Philadelphia area, and it's opening up my eyes to all of the different breakdowns and the things that you just mentioned. It's a good opportunity to get some of these players a little more attention, if you will, so that all the attention as far as Pennsylvania lacrosse is not just in Philadelphia. It's spread out over the state, because you will have a team that'll have some really good players, and they need some opportunities to get seen and extend their lacrosse careers if they want, as far as they can. Another shot there. The goalie made a good save on that one. Crestwood is making a nice little clear up the field. That's one way to do it. One way to do it is to pass it up the field. The other way is to run it from one side to the other. So this player here, North Pocono is definitely looking to get that ball back. So I would assume that they're going to play a little bit harder defense right now. With a minute left, they want to get another goal in if they can, end on a high note.
Vince Kushka, a sophomore in there, number 27 for Crestwood, just had the ball. Goes back out top to Grigas. This is Patrick Colo, 18, sophomore. So some of the younger players in, he loses a stick. Still action flowed, fastest game on turf. Action here at Crestwood.
And like you had mentioned before, North Pocono is going to play and fight to the end, and they are. They never gave up. These guys are still working together. I see a lot of positive things here from them. They did have a couple of scoring drives, like you had mentioned, so not a bad showing. Not at all. This is a very good competition tonight. I encourage anyone that has the chance to go out and see any of those games you had up on the screen a few minutes ago, go out and take a look. Watch some local lacrosse and familiarize yourself with the sport. It is growing. It's growing fast, and a lot of positive things come out of the lacrosse community.
If your son or daughter want to play, Mountaintop has youth lacrosse, Back Mountain, Scranton has lacrosse, and Valley, which is Wyoming area, Pittston, West Pittston area. So that will do it. This Wyoming Valley Conference boys lacrosse game is in the book. Crestwood dominated play, and they pick up win number 6 on the year. The final score, Crestwood 15, North Pocono 8. When we come back, we'll have our players in the game, and we'll talk to the winning coach on the field.
Fox 56 Sports presents the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Crestwood High School. Crestwood pulls out this win over North Pocono 15-8, pick up win number 6 on the season. And Brian Zabrowski, the head coach, now joining me. And talk to me about the game. Seems like you started out quickly and got the flow you wanted.
We did. We've been trying to get ball control so far this season, and you know, we started out I think a little bit slow from that standpoint, but once we got into the rhythm of the game, we started to get more comfortable on the field and started to control the ball more.
Talking about Lance's play, we'll talk to him in a second. He put up a couple. Ryan had 3 in a row at the end there.
Yeah, Lance is he's our assist leader this year. You need a guy that can be out there feeding, see the guys moving through the offense, and Lance is that guy right now. And basically, he brings a big threat from the non-scoring standpoint, but also from the assist standpoint.
Where do you go from here? I know you're continuing Wyoming Valley Conference play. Do you think the team's getting better as the season goes along?
Yeah, it's a continuous build. We've been talking about that all season. You know, we started out as a new team, a very young team, a little bit of an inexperienced team. But as we go from game to game this year, I think we're growing stronger along the way, getting more comfortable, seeing some of those, you know, some of the moves that the offensive guys are putting on there. And I think we're getting stronger and stronger so we can get into the districts.
Thanks for having us, Brian. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, let's talk to some players of the game. First, Ryan, Megan, 2 of the seniors here. You had 3 in a row. Talk to me about the flow of the game.
You know, we started off a little slow, but then we got the hang of it. We started passing the ball more, playing better defense, talking more, and then, you know, we put points on the board, and we ended up winning the game.
How do you think the team is improving throughout the season?
We're proving really well. A lot of players are brand new, but they're getting the hang of the sport, and everyone's really helping each other, so I think it's really coming along great.
You have a district title to defend. It's going to be tough. Delaware Valley's playing good. But as you get better, do you think you have a chance to repeat?
I think we definitely have a chance, but we definitely need to work on some stuff because Delaware Valley is a tough opponent, but I think we can probably pull it off.
Let's bring Lance in, okay? You go get a haircut or something. Lance Lizak, couple goals for you, couple assists. Talk to me about this team.
Yeah, you know, like Ryan just said, you know, we're new this year, but you know, we're still putting everything together. Like Coach said, it's just building game after game, especially getting ready for the district playoffs. You know, that's our main goal, getting to the district final and hopefully repeating. But you know, we still have to work on a lot of stuff, especially Delaware Valley, like you said, they're a good team. But you know, every game, they're just taking every game, and that's, you know.
You're defending the district title, but how have you seen this team grow through the season? What's gone better for you?
Definitely ball handling, like especially with the new kids coming in. You know, coming in, obviously it's tough, dropping a lot of balls, but every practice we have great coaches, Coach Caparuso and Coach Dabrowski. They know what they're doing, been in it for a while, and you know, every practice we're definitely improving our ball handling skills, and I feel like every day at practice we're definitely growing as a team.
Good luck the rest of the way, Lance.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Coach Vand, talk to me about this game. Great night. We start out with the youth, the future. We have some seniors here. The future looks bright for lacrosse in the area.
It definitely does. Very positive. The clinic that we put on earlier, all those kids enjoyed it. The coaches got something out of it, which was a great thing. The 2 players that you just talked to, like we mentioned before, both star players, great players, and complementary. As you mentioned a little bit earlier, and our guest mentioned, you don't need to be just one specific way. Those 2 guys are able to shoot and feed and help each other out, and they have different styles, but they work together very, very well.
Great night of lacrosse here in Mountaintop. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thanks for having me. Come back whenever you need it.
I want to thank you and the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association for sponsoring tonight's game, because without you, this would be a challenge to put on TV.
Well, the Philadelphia Lacrosse Association is here to help the sport grow. Any way that we can, that's what we're looking to do.
Okay. Final score, Crestwood wins it 15-8. I want to thank everyone here at Crestwood for helping us out, including their athletic director and Brian Zabrowski, the head coach here. So for the entire Fox 56 sports team, so long from Mountaintop for now.
Fox 56 Sports presents the Rivalry of the Week on MyTV WQMY.